it's been a small idea of mine. Like having a podcast is so it's I don't want to say overdone, but it's so like memed on at the moment. But this is more of an interview thing, and I'm sat here today with Murrlogic. He is famous across
Happy to
the
be
internet.
here.
Oh, sorry, sorry. He's famous across the internet for being disliked on both major and minor platforms for a fetish that is kind of okay. I actually have a question from someone called Heart Tomboys X NTR Heart. Do you view multigrain as interracial?
Oh, absolutely. Fucking whenever I fucking start my day, I like to put on my SS uniform when I goose step into my local Safeway, and I like to take all the whole wheat off of the fucking shelves, and I like to put them on their own separate shelves because that's my belief of separate but equal. Obviously, Wonder Bread should have its own shelf.
Okay, sorry, I've got the unofficial Funny Junk Discord open and I dropped it. Can any of you give me any questions to ask my logic? And someone just said, do you view multigrain as uh, that? Anyway, you yourself are famous for having a very strange fetish, which has led you into different arguments here and there. But it's also your interactions on different websites that have led you down to your notoriety today. Now, my first and foremost question: how are you?
I could be better, I could be worse. I woke up today and I went to the food bank with my landlord to go get food. We couldn't really find all that much because the food bank, like a lot of places all throughout the United States, specifically in the state of California, has been going through shortages. But the food bank has been having it really bad. I've been noticing how when you go over to Safeway, they've been doing reports where you should stock up for two, where you buy half enough food for yourself and then like the other half you just donate to the food bank so they have something to give out to the needy and impressionable. So we went to the food bank and we namely just got a bunch of liquids. There wasn't really all that much we could find. We found a bunch of fucking weeaboo seaweed we found from Chinatown, I guess is where it was donated from. But like we just grabbed what we could and we fucking went home. And yeah, and then the day before that, I went and had a private one-on-one with my friend, and I'm also trying to fucking get back on the Masterson podcast again because someone wanted to challenge me to a debate if whether or not having a fetish is a mental illness, and I figured that would be fun to talk about.
I mean, all fetishes at a base level are like psychosomatic. They're
Oh,
all
I'm fully
based
aware.
they're all based on an interaction that you've had in your life, which has caused this. And so I'm going to ask you some really brief questions just to get the first portion of this through. Obviously, this is more about your online life. So, when did you first join FunnyJunk.com?
Well, I've had hundreds of different accounts, all of which have been banned. In fact, if you actually look at the latest terms and guidelines page of FJ, I am the only person, maybe ever, on the entire internet that is 100% forbidden under all circumstances to come back to that site. They have mods on that site now working around the clock like they're the SS Guard, walking around FJ, making 100% certain that the ID with the post posted is not something I'm using to just get back on the platform. Because believe me, I've tried hundreds of times just to prove a point, and they are quadrupling down on that. Fucking FJ does not want me back there ever.
I
Addy,
I have some insight on that actually. I reached out to a couple mods to obviously ask for Discord permissions and everything, but I asked more of a interview sort of style for them, and uh, one of them let me know that they actually have a system for figuring out if it's you. Some said they can figure it out within 10 posts, but one mod in particular said that he personally can get it down to 3 posts just by your writing
I love
style.
it. I fucking love it. They make a game out of my shit posting. That's the kind of creativity I love out of the mods. They still do it for free though.
Yeah, some mods do it for free. Obviously, you've got your top lads. You got Otis, you got Cosmo. Top, absolute fucking top. I'm only saying that because they've been really, really helpful in like asking
Straight up,
people
they
on.
fucking find my shit posts. They fucking put my handcuffs on and like, all right, homeboy, it's time for you to go back to your band chair. Fucking sit your ass down over there. Oh, I
Yeah,
was having so much fun. Yeah.
yeah. So you joined Funny Junk in 2013, didn't you?
That's probably one of my accounts. I've joined Funny Junk on and off for years. Like most people primarily know me from Funny Junk, and a lot of people like to think Funny Junk is what created me as to what I am. That's a common misconception. I only went on FJ because I was bored, and eventually, when your boredom reaches a certain point, you got to expand. I've since moved on to other sites, sites where moderation isn't as bad because why the fuck would you even want to waste time on FJ anymore? Fucking moderation's bad no matter where you go, but on FJ it's particularly cancerous. It's like the fuck is the point?
Okay, to move it slightly away from the mods, I mean, all mods are gay, you gotta say it. All mods are gay, you gotta say it. But, um, the official reason for your banning the first time round on the Murrlogic account created in 2013 was a dispute with admin. Can
Yeah.
you elaborate on that?
All right, so a long time ago, I was working at a place called Voices Sonoma, and that is a place that deals with three types of different youth: foster youth, homeless youth, and runaway youth. And as I was working over there, I was not really thinking into account the whole training process they put you through, where you need to be very precautious with your social online activity because they always use like the most cliche examples when you do it, like, oh, never say shit like Facebook or Twitter or all these kind of normie spots where people would go to and look for your fucking posting history. And in order to prove that point, I wanted to see if that actually did apply to all sites, not just, like the specific ones. And for a while, it worked. And then eventually, all good things come to an end because I got too cocky and I gave away too much personal information, and I ended up getting doxxed from Kiwi Farms, which is how my Kiwi Farms ended up becoming a thing. And this was my first growing point in time where I did something that I know was completely fucking stupid, but I was in such a bad headspace then that I went and did it anyway, and I paid for it. And I've gotten better since then to not fucking fall for that same trap because it feels like on the surface it's like a very boomer response when they say you got to be very careful what you say online. But in 2020, that now applies to everything because cancel culture is the most toxic thing in the world, and you really do need to be very careful about what you say because it's not just specific meme sites; it's everywhere. You are being recorded everywhere by a group of people who are just so pathetic and like just so full of themselves. Like that their idea of fun is to ruin people's lives. When I first got on Kiwi Farms the first time, I felt disgusted beyond words. I was now on the same website that dedicated its entire career to ruining Christian's life. And I
Oh
was thinking to
god.
myself, yeah, I was thinking to myself, God, there's absolutely no way they're gonna get rid of all this information on me on Kiwi Farms, is there? Like, this is my penance for me being a dumbass. And remember, I did this back when I was really young. I was like 18 when this happens. I'm 26 now, but like, yeah, I learned my lesson since then. Like, you need to be very careful about what you say on the internet, and it's just a lot of fucking complicated shit that went into that fucking voices process. But like during that time frame, I would argue I was a hell of a lot worse then than I am now. I've mellowed out since then, but back then, I was spurred beyond all spur. You would compare me to a Onision if you would.
That's a pretty big. Hold on a minute there. Hold on a minute. We're not gonna go that far. He's next level. Like in the UK, you can actually get something called autism cards, which you can carry on the police. So if the police detain you, can give them that, and then obviously they'll treat you in a manner which is correct relative to that.
Of fucking course they would.
But
Obviously, the UK police are bad at their jobs.
I mean, that's a different conversation. We're not gonna talk shit about the licensed boys, not in this one. But okay, so you started posting this. It led to you getting fired from this job. But how did that directly? How did doing that lead you to have an argument with admin? I don't actually know admin's name.
I just call him Addy Daddy or fucking he does it for free.
Or dadman.
Yeah. So when I was posting people's personal information on FJ, thinking there's absolutely no way this could get tracked back to me because it's not on Facebook. Because again, I really was that dumb. I was
Yeah.
a dumb fucking boy. Somebody on FJ went on Kiwi Farms, and then Kiwi Farms, being Kiwi Farms, since their whole fucking purpose in life is to dox people, took that information because I gave them direct instructions on how to contact these people. They went and they called the Voices higher ups, and they were originally going to fire me, but before they were going to fire me, I got sick. And when I say I got sick, I mean I got really sick. I had like a fever of like 103. I don't know how the hell I got so fucking sick, but I was tapped out for like a whole month. Like I had pre-COVID before COVID was even a thing.
You just had
But
the big
eventually,
AIDS.
I had the big AIDS. I was just, I felt like I was dying. Like
Yeah.
fucking, I was fever dreaming like you wouldn't even believe. Like no Nyquil in the world was going to fucking save me. I legit thought I was going to die. But during that month I was gone, they were originally going to fire me, but they were waiting for me to get back and get better. And eventually, I was better enough to get out of bed because I was so sick of being in my room all day. But I was still not as good. So basically, what I did is I went over to my drawer. I popped like 8 cough drops into my mouth. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking ready for today. Let's fucking do this. So I go over to work, and I'm told to go into the office. And when I go into the office, I have my higher ups and superiors all talking to me about a bunch of post history, which they've printed because Kiwi Farms sent them a spreadsheet of all the shit and all the personal information I gave away to people. And yeah, that was essentially the end of it. I basically gave Kiwi Farms a how-to tutorial to get my ass fired, and it was all my fault 'cause I was that dumb. I was using people's personal names, I was using personal locations, shit that you're not supposed to do. And that was the biggest regret of my life. If I were to fucking die tomorrow and like get a fucking personal review from like an angel of Christ, and they were to show me a spreadsheet of all the dumb shit I would do, and they'd say, "What would you change?" That would be what I'd change because during that fucking time frame, I was in such a bad headspace. I didn't really care about what the fuck I was doing then. So naturally, when Kiwi Farms then sent that information back to FJ and they sent it over to Addy, Addy was like, "I can't fucking believe this clown." So Addy actually had to fucking have a literal phone conversation with one of my bosses, like a straight up fucking conversation that went something like this. "So who are you?" "Oh, my name is Addy. I run a funny meme site." "Oh, and what has Murr been doing?" "Oh, he's been just throwing out people's personal information." "Why? Do I fucking think I know why? This guy's fucking out of his mind. I've never seen someone so determined to be as cancerous as humanly possible." And that was essentially what made Addy very mad because Addy had to actually have a contact with like a real physical person. You know the last time Addy's talked to a real physical person? When the Oatmeal went and tried to fucking sue FJ for posting Oatmeal comics, which became a running meme after a while. So that's why Addy hates me. He fucking lies in bed at night in a cold sweat. He stares at a ceiling, and he just starts seething at the mere idea of me, which seems silly in concept, but man, I worked that man. One
Oof.
guy, me,
Oof.
fucking worked Addy to his absolute core.
I'd like to throw a picture to you as we're currently sat in this Discord. I've done a lot of I've done a lot of searching that Kiwi Farms couldn't have done on your personal life. Um, is this picture you? And
Yeah.
would your nan Gigi be happy with this? Or
Oh
Jean?
yeah, that's an old picture. That's actually me from when I was in high school.
Ah.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like if I ever fucking find myself in a situation where if things are gonna get progressively worse, which in case I'm hoping not, because I'm not trying to fucking be enemies with Kiwi Farms. But you know how cancel culture is, nothing compels them not want to act more cancerous because they fucking feel like they can get away with it. But
Of course.
if there is ever a time where my shit posting gets to the point where Count Dankula himself feels like he needs to do a mini Mad Lad about me, I swear to God, this is gonna be the picture. He's gonna fucking prep up the fucking Raid Shadow Legends ad, and then all of a sudden, boom, that's where my fucking picture's gonna show in as the fucking intro starts playing. Because of course it's gonna be this picture. This picture is gonna be the fucking thing people remember me for like the rest of my life. It's either that or the fucking picture on my Facebook that shows me with the fucking mohawk, which again is from back when I was in college.
I thought you updated that to what? Hercule? Was it
Oh
Hercule?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, I
yeah,
found that
yeah.
as well.
I barely fucking use my Facebook anymore. I wish I could delete it, but you can't do that no more because the NSA doesn't like it when you try to get rid of personal information about yourself. But they won't even need to use my Facebook. They're like, an NSA has my Kiwi Farms up and ready whenever the fuck they need to fucking look at me and like have that formal talk with me of whether or not I'm a white nationalist or not. Because again, cancel culture.
Okay, so skipping along. Okay, so here's the timeline. You got 2013. You've been banned from Funny Junk, I think, 2015. You come back as Sato Sama. Now the whole Sato, like Asami Sato, I'm gonna dub this as like a saga, the Sato saga, because of how much shit is just encased in this entire thing. So I'm gonna quickly explain the. I am checking my. I've got my notes up on the screen, posh, but I'm gonna throw it to this. So the name Sato Sama comes from Asami Sato from The Legend of Korra, yes?
Absolutely, you know, best girl.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Even in both series, Toph is best girl.
Oh, you fucking coward! You're worse than those Ty Lee fuckers.
Bruh, get some taste.
Oh my god, fucking Asami is taste. You see, it takes a galaxy-brained intellectual to understand the refined taste of wanting delicious, billionaire spoiled brat puss.
I genuinely don't know how to react to that. Okay, so Sato Sama, that comes hand in hand with what you're most famous for, which is Wonder Bread. Now, I have here, it was something from a Ask Me Anything That You Did, and you've done lots of answers for this specific question of why Wonder Bread. Not so much the deforestation thing. You've given answers for that, but I believe the best and most real answer that you've given was that you worked at Petaluma People's Services. You met your ex-girlfriend at this job, and you went to her old apartment in. Do you mind if I say the location? Obviously, if she still lives there.
It was in Roanoke Park. It was in an apartment complex in Roanoke Park. She doesn't live there anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, and she let you touch her tits while watching Howl's Moving Castle, I believe, and they just reminded you of Wonder Bread. So obviously your girlfriend was white.
Well, oh fuck no! I'm not. I'm gonna fucking retract that statement. I was almost going to say her name. I was like, nope, fucking. I literally just talked about this 10 seconds ago. Don't say personal names.
Please don't.
Yeah. She's mixed race. She's half white, half Mexican.
Ah, so she's a Latina.
Not entirely. I would definitely say it's like 90-10.
Okay, so that's. I don't need you to clarify where the Wonder Bread thing came from, because that's the closest texture you could get to what her tits felt like. It was Wonder Bread, which I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a strange way of thinking about it. But hey, I'm not gonna shit on the guy for liking what he likes. But then comes the unfortunateness, where you come into contact with, obviously, biggest name of the lot, Shadman. You've got Joyful Attic, who gave you massive amounts of notoriety on Tumblr. I think now, well, she still goes by the same moniker on Twitter. I mean, her name's out there, so I'm just gonna say a name. Her name is Hannah.
Yeah.
I tried
talking about the Wet Monsoon. Yeah.
Yeah, Wet Monsoon. Joyful Attic was a boy called. I'm not gonna. Yes, it was Wet Monsoon. You corrected me. I'm falling apart here. But
believe me, fucking that name. Yeah, fucking I hate Wet Monsoon like you fucking couldn't even believe, because this is all her fault.
Can you explain why it's all her fault? Please elaborate on that if you could.
Okay, look, I go through like 500 fucking commission artists like an hour. I fucking like have a Rolodex where I just copy paste like, hey, you interested in fucking drawing shit? I'll report back if you're interested in it. And I'm guessing at one point out of the hundreds of fucking people I was just scrolling through, she was one of them, and she took it the worst because what she fucking did was she went on my DeviantArt and she looked through my DeviantArt, and if you ever wanted to just get a grasp at how fucking dumb Tumblr has gotten over the years, it's gotten worse. It's like a flesh-eating infection. She goes on my DeviantArt. She scrolls through my gallery. And she notices how all of my art is done exactly the same, but it's drawn by a different person each time. Now, you would think to yourself, if you were to see all this art, like the first thing you think of is like, oh, it's kind of sexist looking, but whatever. Funny enough, that was not the first thing that went through Wet Monsoon's mind. The first thing that went through Wet Monsoon's mind is, why the fuck are there so many white people in his gallery? And it thought to me, it's like, oh, so this was the problem? So are you saying that if all of the characters in my gallery were non-white, you would have turned the cheek on this. So if they were Hispanic, African American, Japanese, Chinese, just anything other than white, you never would have fucking gave it the time of day because they would be diverse. But that's what happened because Wet Monsoon, like any typical fucking Tumblr moderator, fucking bled from her ass with rage, fucking went over to Kiwi Farms, demanded they make a case against me, and lo and behold, this is what led to the Deadwing video, which then led to a triple amount of subscriber counts on my fucking DeviantArt, and then Wet Monsoon and Kiwi Farms then went over to the DeviantArt moderators, showed them the video Deadwing made. The moderators then proceeded to ban my fucking account, and the reasoning for it was because we don't think your culture is really all that well or non-toxic enough for our site. Ah, yes, DeviantArt. Always known for its fucking furry demographic and all those other fucking fetish posters that are worse than fucking my shit. Like, I'll openly deny, like, there's nothing normal about my art, but, like, anyone who's ever been on DeviantArt can tell you that fucking place is a cancerous shit pit. But the reason why people post their art there is because it's got a monopoly. It's like the highest amount of trafficking you could find to post your art. But recently, I've been noticing that Twitter also can be used as a method of showcasing your art. And lately, I've been using Twitter more often to showcase my art, so I've not been really using currently my third DeviantArt, because my second DeviantArt, which I'm never getting back, ended up getting banned because Wet Monsoon fucking cried and bitched and screamed and kicked and bited and all the dumb shit that she did, got my DeviantArt banned. Thankfully, all that shit is on backup flash drives, hundreds of them. But the site itself, which banned my account, is gone, and that makes me unbelievably sad. Like, you couldn't even believe.
Yeah. I'm gonna just quickly bring up a couple things. I have two things. A recent commission that you did on the 7th. It was the 7th of August that you commissioned it, I believe. Was Simpsy Art. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any fucking pre-sketch in relation to that yet.
When I'm not gonna lie, I've trolled through all of your Twitter, picking out bits and pieces, but the number one thing I saw was Simpsy Art, reacting to yours. So I jumped in his, hers, whatever the fuck's DMs, and I asked them about their experience with you, and it goes verbatim. So as you know, you just took a commission from a gentleman named Murrlogic. They respond, yes. May I ask you a couple questions about your experience that may come up in an interview with him at a later point? I haven't done his commission yet, but sure, I'm well aware of who he is. I said I understand. May I ask how he came across first and foremost? And I'm not going to throw Simpson in the bus, but they did say a bit socially strange, but pleasant.
I am socially strange. COVID does that to you after a while.
It does. But I asked overall, was it a pleasant experience relative to other commissions? And they just said, yeah, it was fine. It wasn't nasty or creepy towards me, which is very different from the script. However, they also said that I can use this as long as I'm not attacking you or anything, which I thought was rather sweet. But I'm going to throw it to...
She's only saying that because she got paid. I'm still waiting on that pre-sketch.
Nah, to be fair, I did say it would be an interview as long as you're not attacking him in general, not using their words to attack you. They meant in general, which I thought was really sweet. But then it just got through to me. Posh Squash in chat threw some numbers my way. It's from at @ms_pigtails. Okay, so fuck the Wonder Bread guy. I no longer want to take commissions from him. Can you explain quickly what happened with Miss Pigtails?
Fucking, she wrote a post recently, I think it was last night, about how, hey, I want to fucking get on this money train, and I'm guessing she read all the Tumblr cancer that's been all over Twitter, because I know if you've been on my Twitter, you've been reading that shit. Uzaki-chan thing. I'm just gonna straight up point out right now, I did not fucking commission that. I fucking have a higher standard than that. I would have paid like $10 for that, and that's being generous. $200. Someone fucking did that to fucking spread a message. Someone likes my shit posting so much that they did that on purpose as like a copycat troll, and now all of Tumblr thinks I fucking made that to send a message. I don't even like Uzaki-chan. I think their anime is fucking boring. Like Nagatoro, on the other hand, that's different. Oh yeah, this?
Okay, I'm gonna drop it in my Discord, in my stream Discord, for everyone to see. It is cosplay that I actually found on Tumblr of uh yeah of of Murrlogic's fetish. It is a girl wearing a blonde wig holding Wonder Bread.
Yeah. So the story behind this is that this woman was looking for a article of clothing to wear for a costume party she was going to or whatever. So it's both funny and horrifying to think about because nobody at that fucking party is gonna understand what the fuck she meant by this. But she was looking for a costume, and this was the one thing she fucking came up with. And when I actually went and talked to her about it, she was like, "I'm amazed you found that picture." Yeah, I found it. I mean, it wasn't hard to find it. I
It
find
was
all
not.
kinds of things people. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a costume she wore at a party.
Okay. So those are two examples of bad commission and a good commission that you've obviously done in relation to fetish posting. But I'm gonna ask you the big one, Shadman. What the fuck happened there? I mean, he's not exactly a saint. He's done inexplicably, definitively evil things. Like the whole keeps.
Fucking definitively evil. You're underselling it. Like, homeboy, have you recently fucking read that fucking omission he made where he said like the lolly bit was all a gag and we all fell for it, and how he's actually not really into lollies, and that was just all fucking a long con he was pulling on everybody because he likes being the funny haha Nazi skeleton. But after a while, he fucking was like, actually, you know what, homeboys, gonna be honest with you, I really don't care for lollies. I was only drawing them because it was the edgy part of my life. I'm like, you coward. You embrace what you are. Like, if you're gonna fucking commit to this, you commit. You commit forever. But, like, fucking Shad just gave up because he couldn't take it anymore. And it really shows, like, his fucking recent shit that he's been posting on his fucking profile. Believe me, if I had 1/10 of the drawing ability Shad was capable of, I wouldn't be wasting it doing shit like he does. But, Shad's Shad. He's content with the world. But before that, before I knew anything about Shad, I just knew him as the guy who used to draw a bunch of nice artwork. I was just going to ask him for a commission and be done with it. And if he said no, he said no. But apparently, that's a big fucking no bad because, people who are fucking fanatical of Shad, like, they go, you can't ask the Nazi skeleton man for commissions. You just can't. You ever just feel like, when you feel like you're so into your own ego, it gets to the point where people just create this whole worldview around themselves where the world works differently on the internet than it would, like, in real life. Like, you'd never go to someone like Shad for whatever arbitrary reason just to ask him to see if he does commissions or not. When he told me no, the whole internet, I mean everybody, lost their fucking mind when Shad told me no. As if this is to say I was just somehow, I out-toxic Shad. But then I realized it's just that easy because Shad is a liar. Shad isn't as edgy or like unironic as people think he is because he went openly admitted to the whole world that this is just a bit that he does. He was having fun, but he got bored. So he's not committed to anything that he does. Shad is not as toxic or as deep webbish as people fucking make him out to be. I just wish I had his fucking ability to. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. You said that he changed his position on lollies. I mean, personally, I am not a big fan of the whole lolly thing. I think people who enjoy it are weird. I'm not a super fan. I personally, it's a bit fucking. It's a big no to me. That's just because I've spent a lot of time. Sorry, go on.
I was told in the UK that it's actually considered possession of CP if you have lollies or shopdas on your computer, and you will go to jail because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I want to ask you is, you just said that he changed his position and that he was a pussy for it. So by saying that of your own admission, do you believe that people shouldn't be allowed to change in any sense?
No, they're fully allowed to change, but this is the worst possible time to come and just bring up that omission. Like, homeboy, you should have just been honest with us from the start. The fact that you rode that train for so long and only to just be like, all right, so I feel like the reason why he did this is because you remember when the movie Logan came out?
I do.
He drew that fucking picture of that one fucking lolly, the X-23. Now, the main difference is when you draw a lolly, it's a fictional character, so there's no crime against that. But since this fictional character is based on the real actress, who is a child, that technically counts as child pornography. So when the FBI finally fucking came to go pick up Shad, it's like, Mr. Shadman, please come with us. and they dragged that retard kicking and screaming over to his fucking court date, which he had to pay his Patreon out of pocket to pay for his fucking court expenses. I think that was the moment that broke him. Like, he just gave up lollies forever after that. But I feel like, if that's always been the case, then like if this was just an omission because of what happened in the court thing, you should have brought that up after your court was over, not fucking sit on that forever and just be like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like, I can't play this game anymore. It's kind of like how everyone turned on Pro Jared and people used to think he was based. But the minute like word gets out that he raped 2 girls and then got cucked by those same 2 girls that he allegedly raped, like, you see Pro Jared get on camera and he starts crying about it. Like, I don't know why people have such a hard omission being honest. When I fucking gave away people's personal information online, I admit that I did was wrong, and I've learned years from now that what I did was stupid. I have to live with that for the rest of my life. That Kiwi Farms is never going to delete that because they want to hold that over my ass forever. So people need to learn growing experiences the second they happen and not just hold on it because, it just makes them feel awful in comparison. I feel like whenever I do bad things, I don't feel bad about it. I do feel bad about it. The problem is I can't change that now because I can't just go to Kiwi Farms and be like, all right, fine, look, I'm going to tone it down a bit, but can you please get rid of my information? No, they're going to hold that for you forever because they have an agenda to push. The world wants to think I'm literally the boogeyman. They think I think I had one point where I was on Masterson's podcast, I had someone describe me as beautifully insane. Like a Monet painting being drawn by a schizophrenic man.
So
It's
basically
wild.
Picasso.
Yeah. A fucking the mad commission man.
Okay, so jumping from Shad, so that's your thought on the Shad thing. Okay, so we've gone through Shad. We've done the first bit of the Wonder Bread saga. Let's jump to the deforestation addition to the Wonder Bread and why.
That's all in relation to the previous saga. You lump those two together. They're not separate things.
I know, but like I've seen from audio feels low. I'll sort that. Thanks, Chicken. They are related. However, I wanted to get in there with Shad just to set up the fact that people have different reactions to your art.
I'm fully aware.
So as I don't want to say degeneration, but we as people on the internet are all degenerates, all of us.
Oh yeah, no one's clean on the internet. The minute you fucking turn the power button on, you're fucking cleansed with sin.
Yeah. So I've seen a natural progression, a lot of art that you've commissioned, that's been posted online, where it goes from just beautiful, as written in the description of the art, beautiful blonde women holding Wonder Bread to beautiful blonde women chopping down trees to women building factories where those trees were to making Wonder Bread. Can you please explain that in itself?
So, if you watch a movie called Food Inc., which is what I had to do back in high school, they talk about how there is an ingredient that is used as a preservative that is put in everything from soap, conditioner, shampoo, and a variety of different things. It's called palm oil.
Yeah.
And palm oil is the main ingredient used in a lot of things. It's used in fucking Nestle products. It's used as a substitute for sugar because I'm guessing sugar's expensive, so they wanted to fucking replace it with corn syrup and palm oil. Palm oil is used to keep the fucking structure of the chocolate bar in question perfectly shaped, so it would only fucking become all wobbly and shit if it's left out in the sun. Lots of things are made from palm oil. And Wonder Bread, in particular, its number one ingredient is palm oil. So I would like to think if you were to make a lot of Wonder Bread real fast, you would need a large influx of resources in order to do that. And if the entire point of these people in these commissions are to, manufacture Wonder Bread at like a rapidly high rate, obviously you would need a lot of palm oil to do that. And we're talking like endless amounts of it. So that's what the basis behind that is about.
Okay. So that's obviously the main person who's featured in those art is Pacifica Northwest. We all know why. Anyone who's seen Gravity Falls knows why. But for those who are uninitiated in chat, Pacifica Northwest is Aryan. Let's not call it anything else. She's Aryan. Can you explain the Aryan thing?
What?
Can you explain the Aryan thing?
What do you mean?
It's like it's predominantly that. And I've seen one piece of art where it's like Wonder Bread Land, and it's only
Oh
white.
yeah, that. Whenever I would fucking get a bunch of commission artists who were in the market to make some money that day, I would like copy paste a template for them to all use. And in the fucking template, it explains how you can draw your OC however you want, but preferably if you want to, the easiest solution is white with long blonde hair. Now,
Yeah,
primarily when I was fucking copy pasting that and sending it to a bunch of different people, asking them, it's like, all right, fucking send me your best. They always fucking read that as, oh, he only wants a blonde woman. No, what I was meant by that is you can draw her however you want. You want to make her a redhead, you want to make her a brunette, it's fine so long as her hair is long. Everyone just made her blonde because I'm guessing it was the simplest solution to this fucking predicament. And they're like, all right, fine. So that's the lore behind that. Everybody just drew me a bunch of blonde OCs because, it was the first thing that came up to mind when, they had the option to fucking make her however they wanted, but they chose blonde because it was the simplest thing.
okay. I've jumped around a bit in my questions and I've fucked it up. If I'm being honest, this is my first proper interview with another person, so I fucked it up. I'm gonna end this bit and jump to the Sato thing with the reason that's put a lot of good information out there now because people thought you were a white supremacist for the fact that
Tumblr will fucking get angry over any dumb shit.
it's not just Tumblr.
They just see.
It's not just Tumblr. It's DeviantArt.
Tumblr.
It's fucking
Everybody.
Yeah, Pinterest. Pinterest.
Cancel.
White supremacist.
Cancel culture. They just hate white people. They just don't want to admit to it. They want to create a reason, but deep down the reasoning is just I hate white people. Just be honest about it. We fucking know why you're doing this. I fucking know why they're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all behind us. I'm gonna stop jumping around my fucking questions because it's pissing me off now, and it's gonna piss me off for the rest of the time. No, but I've done it. Let's start with the Sato Sama portion. You returned to Funny Junk in, I believe it was late 2015, October 2015, under the name of Sato Sama. Can you?
Yeah.
Why Sato Sama? Like, obviously,
it's
Asami Sato, but why Sato Sama?
So, this relates to when I actually started doing commissions for the first time. So, a long time ago, I got sent over to summer school because my grades were bad. That's a completely different story from probably another different podcast, but long story short, I ended up going to summer school, and eventually what I did was I was playing hooky a lot from summer school, where I would fucking ditch class, and I would go to the library, and I would go and I would watch a fuck ton of Avatar, and I would watch a fuck ton of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, a lot of Young Justice, a bunch of fucking action shows, because those shows appeal to me for a lot of reasons. And when I was done watching all 3 seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I was jonesing for more Avatar. And then my friend turned to me, it's like, homeboy, there's another fucking thing of Avatar out there. It's called Korra. I haven't watched it personally, but if you want more Avatar, that's available. And I'm like, why the fuck did no one fucking tell me this? So I then went to my local torrenting site and I started watching Korra. Season 1 was okay. I feel like it had a lot of flaws, but I feel like, you know what, we can grow from this. Like, I feel like eventually, this could be just as good, if not better, as Last Airbender. We just got to be patient and wait. Because anybody who has ever watched the 4 seasons of Legend of Korra can tell you that Season 1 and Season 3 are primarily the best seasons, but Season 2 and especially Season 4 are so unwatchable. It's fucking, like, it makes you just want to fucking question life, how things got this bad. But when I started watching Season 1 of Legend of Korra, and I got to the part where fucking Mako is coping with the fact how he doesn't know how to fucking talk to Korra, and he wants to fucking make Korra his waifu, he gets hit by a fucking moped, and lo and behold, there's Asami. And that was the moment that changed my life forever, when I saw this goddess, this beautiful fucking succulent lass, get off from her moped. And I find out later that she's rich. Oh, it awoken something inside me. Just, I wanted to base all of my commission art on Asami. And that quadrupled down as I fucking watched Season 3, where I was beginning to realize, like, there are way too many flaws in this show. It's starting to piss me off. It makes more sense from a booking perspective to make Asami a villain, not a hero, because it feels like Asami's just there because she's part of the dynamic. Like, oh, Sokka is the fucking non-bender of the group in the original series, but we need a non-bender for this series. Let's have Asami do it. All right, what does Asami do? She drives the getaway car. Okay, what else? She drives the getaway car, and she's also a lesbian. Brilliant, fucking, that's her whole character right there. And I sat thinking this, like, going, no, there is a story here that you're deliberately ignoring. There's so much complexity to this character that you could do, but only I'm the one who sees it. I'm like John Nash from A Beautiful Mind, where I just see all the numbers. Like, they don't even need to be on a wall, they're just in the air. I see them everywhere. I look at Asami and I'm like, it's all so fucking meaningless. I could make a better story than fucking Brian and Mike could in their own fucking show. It's like they're not even trying. The executive meddling is getting on my fucking nerves. So
Uh,
that's where the fucking yeah.
okay. Unrelated to the interview, the thing that made Avatar: The Last Airbender originally great was a writer called Aaron Eraz. He wrote all of the great episodes of Avatar and gave us all that great character development with Iroh
Yeah.
and Zuko and everything. He currently does, I think it's Dragon Prince on Netflix, which
Oh yeah.
definitely check it out. But I'd like to. I have a list here of. I've dubbed it the fetish list. Asami abusing Korra, Asami owning a sandwich factory, and slave labor.
Yeah.
It, explain the Asami abusing Korra.
That has to go back to the Shad thing. So I hope you're ready for that.
Absolutely.
All right. So before Shad rejected me, when I went over to Shad and I was explaining what I wanted for my commission, this was back when I was watching Legend of Korra, and I was becoming progressively more and more fed up with how dumb the show's story was getting, because I was writing better stories in my head, how I was fucking commissioning better comics, so what I feel like would have been better stories that eventually ended up getting canceled because I was getting so fed up with Korra. You need to understand, like like everybody in the chat right now, and anybody who would probably be listening to this podcast someday, like you all need to get it through your head. Korra is an absolute fucking retard. I've never in my entire life been more upset over one character having no conception of why people don't like her. She's so hopelessly dumb. Like, when you fucking watch season one and you see that bit where Korra has a hard time paying attention, like, like I get it. Like, they bring this up in Airbender, like, depending upon what you are genetically, you're better at certain bending than others because, it's just in your culture. With
Yeah.
Korra, she's a waterbender, so waterbending, it's like, it's easy. She can do it in her sleep. But you look at her fucking fighting technique, it's like waterbending and firebending. And I can't do earthbending because the reason for that it's too expensive to animate. We ain't fucking putting Last Airbender budget in our continuation series. Oh no, we're cheap on that. We only fucking spend that on SpongeBob. But during that process, Korra is just frustrating. Like even like after season one ends, like oh she knows airbending now, but she's sure as shit not going to use it because fuck airbending. It's just waterbending and firebending from beginning to end because she's super aggressive. Her idea is like if I can't punch it, I can't solve this problem. But she's also the main character, so you got to fucking push that
Yeah.
narrative. It's like you have to like her because one she's female and
Very
two she
soon.
likes to hit. Yeah, she likes to fight the patriarchy. Fucking Amon, how dare he be born the male gender? That makes him a villain, even though he speaks nothing but the truth.
I
It
mean,
is so
he was a villain because he was stealing people's lives. That's not.
it's nothing more infuriating than when you look at Hiroshi, Asami's father, and you really think about it, and you're like, Hiroshi did nothing wrong. Asami should have fucking been able to figure that out, and anybody with a brain and good storytelling should be able to tell that benders really are awful people. Ozai wasn't like a direct incident. Like, it's not just firebenders. Benders in general, like, they'll try and get away with things because when you're a non-bender, how the fuck are you going to protect yourself? Like, if you were to make a gun in the Avatar universe, you would have to make a bullet made out of platinum because platinum is something that can't be bent because it's too dense. But when Toph figured out how to fucking metal bend, that changed everything. I'm amazed the Earth Kingdom didn't be like, all right, so let's begin another 100-year war and let's make the firebending genocide look like a fucking walk in the park because long live Boston say. It's
Uh,
so easy. Yeah, it's so easy to write stories like this. But it's never anybody's first fucking guess to do so. So that's where that fucking came from. My hatred of Korra is omnipresent. I hate Korra. I hate her. She's the worst. Worst of all time. Fuck
I,
Korra.
okay. You said you know You said it really. Someone in chat just said, "I'm a bender with rainbow Kappa pride." Before we jump to the Sato abusing Asami abusing Korra back to the Shad thing, was that the commission that he didn't do?
Yeah. So So the idea came from how like there's that bit in season 3 where Sami and Korra are on the blimp. They're being sent over to Ba Sing Se. This was like during the time where Zahir and the rest of the Red Lotus were with the Earthbending Queen, and they were threatening her to say, "We are now going to be the new rulers of this world, and we're going to fucking enforce harmonic convergence on everybody." But before that, there's that bit with the blimp, and the blimp is flying over the Earth Kingdom desert where Appa got stolen. I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is a make and break moment right here. If Asami does not turn heel and fucking become the final boss of the series, I give up. I can't do this anymore. This show is toying with me. I'm like Zenigata every time I can't fucking catch Lupin and send his ass to prison. I need Asami to fucking turn heel here. I can't put up with this anymore. So they do the bit where they break out of the chains, and I was thinking to myself, it's like, Asami, you know what to do from here. Just start shooting a promo on Korra. Just say, you've been a real pain in my ass, Korra. You've been draining a lot of finances from my company. I feel like I'm not really getting anything out of you. You ruined my relationship with Mako. And this really goes into the whole Korra Sami thing. Like, if you really think about it, Korra is so toxic as a human being. Like, why would you fucking want Korra to be shipped with anyone? Especially a Sami, who's like a fucking traumatic character who fucking watched her mom get burned alive from like fucking members of like the Agni Kai triad. But let's ship them together because it's cute and fucking, it doesn't matter who we ship together as long as it's gay. It's fucking, it's the dumbest shit in the world. So when you then get to that later bit in season 3 where Korra's in the wheelchair, I gave the show one more chance. I'm like, Asami, fucking don't hesitate. Fucking feed into your rage. Know why for a fact like you wouldn't give Korra the time of day. I thought they were gonna go full on fucking misery from Stephen King with this. Like, cause Korra's in the chair. Could have done the bit where Asami goes over to Mako and Mako's like, "Who's gonna take care of Korra?" You could have just had Asami be like, "I would love to take care of Korra. All that private, quiet, alone time I could have with Korra right now, or we can reflect on a lot of personal things. We should go ahead and do that." No, that's not what ends up happening. We instead have like nice, caring, supportive Asami. And I'm like, I give up. Can't do this. I love you, Asami, but you're so written terribly. I've seen pro wrestling angles written by Vince fucking Russo that make more sense than Legend of Korra. And that fucking says a lot.
Okay, so I'm gonna cry for just a moment. Okay, so that's the end of the Sato saga. You got banned from Funny Junk. From that account, that's where you were posting from under there. Judging by your online presence and how it's related back to your life, it's been a bit of a shit show. Obviously, you've said if you go back in time, you wouldn't shit post as much as you did on Funny Junk or do this and that and the other. I'm gonna pose this question to you, and please take as much time to think about it as you can. If you could go back in time and stop all this shit, all the things that have negatively impacted your life from happening, just with the knowledge of the future of how that would go, would you change it?
Now, what I would do is I would change it in a way where everything happens exactly the same way, except that, because now I'd have an understanding as to how fucking get people to react to my art the way that they do, but I'd be able to do it ahead of time, so I'd be ahead of schedule. I'd be manipulating the timeline. I'd be switching the shift. I'd be like Chris Chan talking about the dimensional merge. Be like that.
Don't mention Chris Chan to me. I saw the video of him drinking his own spooge, and I don't want to even fucking visualize.
Between that and Yandere Dev.
The cum chalice guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, all of you spam fucking Yandere Dev on Twitter. I want him on here for episode
Get banned
2.
from his Discord. See if we can get into the negative numbers as to how we can beat that world record again.
That's a speedrun. That's a speedrun on speedrun.com. Okay, so I've done a really shit job of this, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's the Sato Sama, and then you've gone back from that you've come back to Funny Junk, you've been on Tumblr, you've had all that shit with Wet Monsoon, and you've had it with Joyful Attic, and hundreds of other users have gone on a hate spree against you for posing these commissions. By your own admission, you've spurged out at a couple of them because you were young when you were getting to that
Yeah.
point. But obviously, impressions last, and obviously there's a hate mob against you in some
Cancel
parts of the
culture.
internet.
Yeah, I'm fully aware. Yeah.
But I want to push it to you. How the fuck did you get banned from DeviantArt? How?
Wet, mon-
Explain.
wet, mon- Wet Monsoon and Kiwi Farms were the reason for that because when my DeviantArt fucking became public knowledge to Wet Monsoon, that started the Deadwing video. And when the Deadwing video got popular, everybody went on to my DeviantArt and it got really popular really quickly. I had a bunch of commission artists asking me for work. I had a bunch of people who just wanted to see whatever I was posting. And eventually Kiwi Farms fucking went over to the moderators, and the moderators were like, hey, we got to get this guy banned from DeviantArt. And they showed the video. And when they
Yeah.
showed the video to the Jannies, they were like, "Oh yes, we do it for free," and we just yeeted my ass off of dumb fucking DeviantArt. It's amazing. You could find the most degenerate fucking garbage on fucking DeviantArt, the worst shit imaginable, and
Okay.
fucking my shit is apparently more toxic than furries and diapers.
Okay. So like that's the first account though. What happened to the second account?
Same
What?
thing.
Same.
It was the
Wet
same.
Monsoon.
Yeah. It wasn't Wet Monsoon for the first one, but like it was the same thing. DeviantArt just does not like me. Like it's weird. Like they want to appeal to degeneracy, but my degeneracy is on several tiers above the regular degeneracy that they put themselves through. That it's just put in its own separate category. It's like Mega Rayquaza being so powerful that it's banned from Ubers. Like my shit posting is in a tier so high they had to put me in my own separate corner, which is ridiculous because people have brought up. It's like, yo, this guy isn't like doing anything all that bad. Like it's like wholesome surface level shit. But you know how cancel culture is? People don't want the truth. They want to be angry. So when they get angry, they do dumb shit like this.
Okay.
That's why I'm not on. Yeah.
Okay, the picture that I posted to you in our interview in Discord, the first one, someone so, someone in chat just said, "Forget Left for Dead, make room for Band for Bread. Can I take your face from that picture and make it one of my official Twitch emotes and call it Band for Bread? SD Catt Band for Bread."
It depends on what he's going to use the emote for.
I don't know.
Ask him.
Yeah, David, you are right. Everyone is a victim these days because cancel culture is a fucking cancel culture is a thing. No, it wasn't malicious or anything. He just wanted to be a judging by him in IRL. He probably thought that'd just be a fucking funny meme.
Yeah. If he's not being anything malicious about it, he's all for it because there's nothing stopping him. Like he could do it without my consent, and I wouldn't even know about it. But I'd prefer he ask permission first. And if he asks permission, and he swears he's not going to do anything bad with it, which I can't prove. I'm just going to base off his fucking faith on that thing. Like if it's not for anything malicious, like go for it, dude. But even then, you wouldn't even need my permission to do that. Yeah.
But this is for one of my emotes because he doesn't stream. I have Squirtle Squad emotes at the moment. Banned for bread.
If it's just for your shit, like go for it, dude. Like fucking go right ahead. I don't care. Yeah.
All right, that's gonna be the big one. That's gonna be the tier 3 shit posting emote. All right, so we're coming up to an hour. It's been a flip flop all the way through. I'm gonna ask you some questions that I've gathered from the Funny Junk community. The big one is, do you still use Funny Junk? On the sly, you don't post anything, you don't comment anything. Do you use it?
No, I've been noticing how there's been a influx of new recommendations on Funny Junk where you now need an account to do certain things, where people who had anonymous privileges had the same fucking features as people who had accounts, but now you actually do need an account in order to fucking... Like, if you were to click on an image on FJ and you were to scroll down to read the comments, you can't do that unless you have an account. So I did technically make an account. I'm not going to say what it is, but I use it just to read any fucking memes or updates people have on me, because it's weird. Like, with the Uzaki-chan thing, people think I disappeared off the face of the planet. Anybody who's ever gone on Reddit and has gone on R4chan knows it's not even remotely true. It just shows how people are lazy and they just want to fucking get on the kick. It's like, oh, the Wonder Bread guy. I thought he disappeared. Homeboy, I'm right here. Oh man, he's like invisible. He's just gone, completely gone. I have no idea where the fuck he went. Homeboy, I'm right here.
He's in the
Just,
stratosphere.
yeah, he's part of the astral plane. It's the dumbest shit in the world. People really are this dumb. The NPC meme is 100% legit. Some people are just so dumb that you question God.
Okay, gonna skip over the fact that you called yourself God for just a moment. Is untoasted toast still called toast if it is untoasted, or is it just Wonder Bread? From Furry Shepherd, I believe that one was.
I actually really don't like it when you toast white bread. Like, obviously you do that because, some people like to make their food a certain way. I like white bread because it's soft, and, the softness is what makes it appealing. If you toast it, it defeats the whole point as to why I would want to eat it, much less touch it.
Okay, and then the follow-up to that is, would it be Wonder Toast?
I don't know, fucking bring that up with the Wonder Corporation. Like, you can get a Wonder fucking toaster for your Wonder sponsored bread. I've had people tell me that there's actually a place that specifically only sells white and or Wonder Bread. Like it's a store that specifically only sells white bread of all kinds, Wonder being one of them. And I'm like, I've never seen a place like this. I would love to go there, just as a personal experience. Just nick it off my fucking bucket list.
Just take a picture of yourself there and then post it to Reddit and watch them all fucking spag out.
Fucking 200,000 replies, 900 retweets, cancel culture,
death threats.
Yeah. Fucking he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
Alright, so... what is his favourite meme website? Is the question that I got.
4chan. 4chan Co.
Okay, /co. So you're not a B. You're not a /bro.
Oh, fuck no. Only glow-in-the-darks go on B. Are you kidding me? Fuck B.
Glow-in-the-darks. Alright. gonna leave the bros alone. They're eating too many crayons. They've put the US Marines out of business.
How do you do, fellow B posters? Please tell us where you've been putting all your child porn. Nice try, Mr. FBI. I'm onto your game.
To be fair, I'm gonna tell the story. While I was in college, I study media and marketing. I needed some people to fill out this this questionnaire for me, and I thought I couldn't, like, people in my class I couldn't talk to because I'm a bit of a retard and I don't know how to approach them. So in one of my breaks, I was just like, oh, where the fuck could I put it and get a diverse answer? I was like, first thought was 4chan. Someone said Reddit. I was like, oh nah, I may be gay, but I'm not a faggot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I put it on /B, and I got somewhere in the region of fucking 500 replies in about 2 hours, and only about 2 of them were horrifically racist. All of them were on message. So say what you will about B, they've helped me in my times of need.
Like, if I'm gonna need a fucking laugh for anything, I'm gonna go on poll for my edgy memes. I'm not gonna go on B. It's not my first choice. It's not even like my 10th choice. It's on a fucking tier list so below. It's in the fucking burning garbage barge.
It's in the shadow realm.
Abso-fucking-lutely. With all the glow in the darks.
That's why they glow in the dark. Alright. The next question is, Wonder Bread. Is it the brand's image, or is it possibly their corporate leadership that makes you choose them over other brands of bread?
It's both. Fun fact, the people who own Wonder Bread is not Hostess. When Hostess went bankrupt, they sold the Wonder brand to a company called Flower Foods. And if you do research on this, the company that is owned by Flower Foods is sponsored by a billionaire fucking Mormon missionary who just went and bought the company just because he could. So, Mormons own Wonder Bread. I should bring that up. I'd be like, hey, can I talk to your Mormon missionary if I join your cult?
Have you, like, as a side question to this, have you ever considered reaching out to Wonder Bread, considering how much PR you've done for them in the last 5 years?
I've tried. I've shown them images, more wholesome looking images, and I've not gotten a fucking word back. With all the sponsorship I do for Wonder Bread, it's amazing they haven't fucking sponsored me. If I got one day to be in the marketing department and they sat me down, it's like, here's a blank check, make us a commercial. Oof. I might just give up shit posting forever after that. That'll be my peak. That would be my peak, my absolute peak.
That's your zenith. You just hit the fucking point of no return.
If that didn't get me on absolute Mad Lads with Count Dankula, nothing would.
Do you prefer only white bread, or is French artisanal off the table?
No, French artisanal is white bread. It's just a fancy white bread. I love all white bread. Wonder's my favorite, but all white bread is welcome and loved.
Considering you just called French artisanal fancy white bread, would you call it the Asami Sato of white bread?
No, the Asami Sato of white bread, or like the spoiled rich bitch of white bread, is always going to be Wonder Bread, because it's like just palm oil and sugar. It's not even bread, it's bread shaped.
Okay, the next one, it's a big one. Does he write any of his own fan fiction? Do you write any fan fiction?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I have hundreds of terabytes worth of fucking fan fiction I used at private time with, and I also use it to make commissions.
You have terabytes, you say?
Hundreds of terabytes, thousands of terabytes.
That seems somewhat inconceivable, but would you be willing to post any in the interview in Discord?
Nah, fucking, the thing about those is, like, I make them in the fleeting moment, because if I really need to get off and I can't find anything that'll do that, fucking, I'll just write something out, and it usually works. Or those are namely just for commissions that I don't think will ever get made, or if they do get made, it'll take a while. So, it's not like it's actual fan fiction, it's just like an idea I had in the time that I want to write down. Like, when you have an idea and you want to write it down, but you forget it, and then you get real mad about it, that's what those are.
Furthermore, have you ever considered a table read with Rob Lowe as the narrator of your fanfiction?
I absolutely would. I've tried to get the right opinion of all people to fucking review my fucking case. He said he'd do it, but he's still fucking working on Onision shit. When there's like 900 fucking documentaries on the internet you could read about Onision and Chris Chan.
To be fair,
one of these days, yeah.
Onion
one of
boy.
these days.
Onion
yeah,
boy.
Onion boy.
Mate,
fucking
he makes me and you look like normal, God-fearing, mouth-breathing Americans.
Fucking got in his car, went to Philadelphia because there's no age of consent, raped a 14-year-old girl, and then recorded her having a fucking panic attack because he thought it'd be funny. What a fucking spurg. If I ever got as bad as Chris Chan or Onision, I'm killing myself.
I completely forgot that Onision raped that girl, and I knew he recorded her having a fucking seizure, but holy fuck. That's heavy. Yes,
but you think of Tumblr and they're like, oh, this guy's just like Onision. I'm like, am I really? Am I really fucking doing the same stupid shit that Onion Boy's doing? Like, I'm calling the police because Chris Hansen's outside my door? No.
Come on, take a seat. Take a seat right over there.
Mr. Wonderbread Man, can you please take a seat right there?
The final community question that I got was posting 30-minute videos throughout the whole website some kind of fetish for you? This is for Funny Junk.
I did that because, fucking, if you go on FJ, the reason why I was doing it is because a lot of the content there is just reposted over and over and over and over and over again, and there's, like, no original content on FJ anymore. A lot of the old artists and fucking meme creators fucking left. Javis A. Ray, the first guy I ever fucking did commissions with, I bought porn of his wife for $300. He's gone. Everybody who fucking used to be on FJ is gone. I knew all those people. I got commissions from all those people. With them being gone, I had to fucking expand. So that's why I was doing that, because fuck FJ. FJ needs to fucking get its head out of its ass and become a better site. I think so many people are fucking getting fed up that they just take content from other sites and they just post it. It's the most 9-gag-ish fucking thing I've ever seen. It's disgusting.
Ooh. That's a low blow. No one... Funny Junk may have its faults, but we're not 9-gag. You stop that.
You take that back.
You take that back, boy.
Sit in the corner. I agreed to do this interview and you give me this garbage? Just sit in the corner, Murr.
You're about to get backhand.
Oh god, imagine fucking we sat through this whole fucking interview and then just because of that one comment you're like, you know what? At the end of this I'm deleting this whole interview. It never happened. How dare you? How dare you?
Nah. Does Murrlogic know of Nightbean? And if yes, what is his opinion? Do you know Nightbean?
The name rings a bell. I'm more familiar with certain people on FJ. Most of them I have on my Discord, and I get to talk to them whenever I want. So that's another reason why I don't never need to use FJ. I got Captain Spank Monkey, I got Ellie Twinor, I've got all kinds of people. With
You've
them
got
there, I never have to go on FJ. Yeah.
you've got Yog B, the boy.
Wait, did you say Yog Bean?
Yog B. I can't pronounce his name. Yob.
I
Yog B.
I don't even know, but I have a lot of people. Some of them are even mods, but yeah, they're there. I can talk to them whenever I want. It's great, but fucking, I never have to go to FJ and make an account and get banned again because I'm a naughty boy. And Addy goes into a cold sweat because he does it for free. Hot pockets are going straight to his diabetes legs.
This is Yog B.
Oh yeah, fucking. I just talked to this person. I said I'll have her fucking money next week. We already fucking went on the fucking process of fucking doing the commission. Oh, and I'm thinking of Beta Inferno. The guy underneath him, yeah, I gave him my Discord. I haven't got him yet, but the Beta Inferno, the commission artist, that's who I was referring to.
Funny thing about the guy YogB_May at Twitter, he's the guy who hooked me up with your Twitter app.
Yeah. I told the guy, it's you do realize I know what I have to do right now. I'm gonna no man's land my ass over to FJ. I just simply put my hand on his back. I'm like, homeboy, hit BB. Go for it. Do I look like I care? Of course I don't.
If this was Memory TV, you'd get a shoe thrown at you. Let me read you guys a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. I swear to God, if you don't stop this shit, I'll beat you with my shoe. But final thing. Do you know of a man called Sentient Clay?
Name rings a bell. I'm not really sure why.
He has replaced you on Funny Junk as the de facto most hated person on the site.
He can fucking shitpost as much as he wants. He's never going to be in the terms and service guidelines where he's completely fucking forbidden to ever come back to the website. And try as he will.
He's getting
there. Hey, Spirit's fucking on that fucking thing. He fucking wrote a fan fiction that he tried to fucking sell as an actual novel. Here Comes Me Maverick fucking brought me into his fucking chat to fucking read a fucking omission from that, and I'm like, nah, homeboy, this is too cancerous even for me. And I fucking make pictures of women with bread. Like, this Spirit guy, his fucking book belongs in the trash.
Someone my mods DNR39 asked, how old is Murrlogic now? How old are you? You're
26. I'm gonna be. I'm 26. I've been living in this apartment for 6 years. The only reason why I'm still living in this apartment now is because with shelter in place, nobody leaves, nobody gets out. So essentially, I'm on a no man's island. Which again, I'm in no hurry to leave. I was supposed to leave when I was 25, and I was struggling with the Section 8 stuff. And then I turned 26, and then COVID happened. I was like, all right, fine. I guess I'm not leaving until COVID is over. I can take anywhere between 6 to 8 months, probably longer. But as it stands, I'm right here.
Someone asked, okay, does Murrlogic talk to Spirit? Never mind, he basically answered it.
No, fuck Spirit. Fucking Spirit is like the biggest spurg I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen someone sell fanfiction, but not even just sell it for $20. I wouldn't even pay $2 for fanfiction. $20? The cheek of this man!
I'm not
I give
gonna
away
lie.
my fucking fanfiction for free!
Not gonna lie, I kind of spurged out at a mod at Funny Junk called Aya. Aya, if you ever see this, I'm so fucking sorry. Because I know that he's in a different time zone, I was kind of like waiting until like 3 AM my time to talk to him, and I was kind of really really tired. I drank a bit of wine because I'm a divorced 40-year-old housewife. So
oh god, fucking a Karen fucking anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. So I spurged out, and I'm just saying I'm sorry to Aya. But yes, Sentient Clay is kind of taking up your mantle on Funny Junk. But Spirit is. I've always wanted to like kind of talk to Spirit, but anytime I've gone, he's just like, "Oh, who's this?" I'm like, "I am Catt. Yes, hello. I am NPC. How is you, good sir?" And I've just fucked up every time.
That fucking icon he has for his FJ avatar is the main character of his fucking fanfiction, and all of the characters that are in his fanfiction are just that avatar, but with like a different fucking headpiece on it.
Oh, so
It's
he's
the
like
worst
the
shit
odd
in the
ones
world.
out. So he's like the
It's
odd ones out.
amazing. Like, you know, I get like I know you don't want to talk about Chris Chan, but like at least there's like some fucking funniness, absurd funniness with like Sonichu. But with like Spirit's fanfiction, it's like, nah, homeboy, I'd rather fucking read about the Electric Zoom Pokemon.
Um, yeah. Speaking of Spirit, he's making a game. If you didn't know,
Oh my god, is it fucking based on his book?
check his Twitter. I'm not talking
I mean,
shit,
I already,
Spirit, but there's
I mean,
knowledge.
I already have. I mean, I
Sorry, go
already
on.
have a homeboy named Crabman64. He's working on a game called Overstocked, which is a game based on fucking shoplifting. And one of the main antagonists in my game is a shitpost made by me.
In fact, I've seen that. I've seen that on like posted on Funny Junk, posted on Twitter.
I
Posted
go
on
on
the internet.
FJ once a day, every day, to check that fucking that fucking tier list. And he released one video, but he just can't do this. Like he's like trying to figure out new ideas on how to fucking make his game, and he needs a fucking full team for this. Literally, all I care about is I want more fucking bits with Mrs. Murr, which is what he's named the antagonist of the game. Makes me laugh.
Someone just asked, "You what? How has he made his fanfiction about that?"
You know, it's just super easy, my guy. You know, fucking, you got like the tile pattern guy. You got all kinds of people. Like, you know, when you dedicate to a fetish for so long, it's like, you know, it's just easy. You just gotta get fucking imaginative with it because you know there's not like an influx for you to fucking go around. You know, there's probably an alternate universe somewhere where there's a version of me that's like the complete opposite, where he's like into whole wheat and like planting trees, and he's having like the same problem right now, where he's like, man, all this fucking deforestation art everywhere, but there's not a single person growing a forest right now. Meanwhile, I'm here in this dimension having the opposite problem. It's like, why are there so many fucking trees?
All right. One final question. Not to talk shit. Not to talk shit. But if like I'm putting it out here, and people in chat feel free to clip it. If you could come back to Funny Junk, everything put back side by side, you know, we start pushing more user created content and not reposts to the website, then would you come back? So if we started that
That's
wave, we
that's
started that wave.
entirely
Sorry, go
That's
on.
that's entirely if Addy wants it that way, and Addy doesn't give a flying fuck. It's like that new guy who runs fucking 4chan. What's his name? Hiroshimoot? The
Yeah.
fucking Japanese dude. All he cares about is his fucking net trafficking of 4chan passes. Addy only cares about stuffing hot pockets and diabetes meds into his fucking mouth. So I don't think FJ is ever going to change. If I ever come back to FJ, it'll be like a one-time thing. It'd be like an ECW reunion show. Like literally, I would only go there just to see if anybody's made any memes about me lately, and if they get like fucking front page, which they normally do, and it's funny every time. I love fucking people just posting a bunch of different memes of people screaming because they think I'm like some kind of haunted fucking cursed individual. When the Ozaki-chan shit got on FJ, fucking they lost. Like the people on Twitter are losing their mind over it more than on FJ. But when FJ fucking found out, they're like, this man is a fucking committed man of sheer indomitable will. Like he's unbreakable. He's so far gone. He's like the main character from Shadow of the Colossus after killing the 13th Colossus. 'Tis no man. He is a hollow being of just pure rage. He just slowly moves to his target to finish the job. Nothing fucking phases him. Nothing.
Okay, but if you had an amnesty, everything, you know, we just let sleeping dogs lay, water under the bridge, and we as a community drove towards making more original user content rather than repost. Like, a prominent artist on Funny Junk at the moment she's called Wingless Falcon. She does some good shit, but she is simped.
I think I've talked with Wingless Falcon. I think Wingless Falcon even made me a commission one time.
Yeah, she's rather simped on, and it's kind of weird to look at. But say if, you know, myself, Yog, Wingless Falcon, yourself, hell, even Spirit at this point, you know, all of us and many, many more started pushing more original content, would you come back with that amnesty?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm perfectly comfortable on Reddit, as gross and disgusting as that fucking sounds, because anybody who says I'm comfortable on Reddit, like, they need to stay there. They need to go in their corner and think about the shame that they did. Reddit has essentially become my new FJ, and Twitter has essentially become my new DeviantArt. I need to expand. Like, if people are gonna legit think of me as, like, some kind of cancerous fucking being, I need to, like, not think of the past. I'll go on FJ and, like, and I'll see what things have been doing. Like, I'll see if any posts of me have been made there, and I'll laugh. I won't reply, but I'll laugh. Twitter and Reddit and, like, if 4chan, if I can go one day without getting banned, that's my fucking new domain. Like, I gotta fucking just be real here. It's like, I gotta be with the group of Jannies who will do it for free, but, like, they're so into their Hot Pocket consumption, like, they don't fucking mind about my shit posting. Reddit's never gonna fucking make a terms and service agreement about, like, alright, everybody but that clown over there can fucking post. FGA fucking went the extra mile. It's like, you stay away. We built the wall to keep you out. Yeah.
Yeah, but Reddit is basically like, it's the kindergarten, it's preschool. It is not. You can't even have
fully.
banter on Reddit.
I'm in this fucking special needs class. I went poo poo pee pee all over the walls of Reddit. Like, mommy, teacher, where are my tendies? Poo poo ree.
One of my mod just said that he thinks you're a weirdo, but he respects you for sticking to it.
Oh yeah, fucking I am a weirdo. We're all weirdos in the end. I'm just a bigger weirdo than most. I try not to brag about it because there's nothing to brag about, but, like, if you really want to fucking flex weird, like, fucking... I'm not as weird as it gets. Obviously, Chris Chan, Onision, a bunch of other people are weirder than me, and those people deserve the fucking rope, but I'm not going to pretend I'm normal. I am not. I am the furthest fucking thing from normal. And people just need to accept that. Kiwi Farms accepts that, but they accept it in such a toxic way that it makes me hate them.
Alright. Well, this has been going on for about almost an hour and 20 minutes. It's been absolutely a pleasure, and I'd love to have you back someday.
Yeah. Dude, homeboy, we're all under quarantine right now. I'm literally not doing shit. If I'm not back on the Masterson podcast, I'm more than happy to make a series out of this for you. I doubt you'll become, like, fucking YouTube famous because of it, but you want to post your shit on Twitter and FJ as, like, clarity for questions people have. It's not going to change their mind under any circumstances, but you can try. Like,
my goal is never to become famous with it. Really, because of what I study, this is a great thing to pad out my portfolio more than anything. And it's just fun to do.
But yeah, fucking, you do you, my guy. You want to do multiple of these. Like, I'm not doing shit. I'm still at my apartment. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving out till quarantine's over. Which, given the establishment's agenda pushing, that might never fucking happen, given at this rate. But if you want to do shit, like, it's not like I have free time, my guy. I'm, like, just sitting on my ass, thumb up my butt. I'm like, I wish I had something to do. I was counting the days waiting until the 14th. When you said the 14th, I'm like, how the fuck am I going to kill time for the 14th?
Yeah, same to be fair. Anyway, it's been fantastic. Have a great rest of the day. This has been an absolute pleasure. I can definitively say that you're a lot nicer than people give you credit for. And the last comment in chat was, thanks for being a weirdo, but still knowing what's retarded and what's not. Which I think is a fair assumption. I think that's fair.
It's fair. There's a spectrum to this, yeah.
Alright. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you soon.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Rabbit. And that's the end of Catt's Corner. This was something new that I wanted to do. From lads who are from Funny Junk and such, I did actually reach out to Sentient Clay to ask if he wanted to do this. However, he's like after Murrlogic, his schedule is very, 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 very full. So hit me up on Stream Discord or on anything really. At StreamCat CATT is my Twitter handle. Feel free to hit me up with anyone's profile, and I'll see if I can reach out to them, and I'll get them on here. Have a fantastic night. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all for coming out, and stay hydrated. It's hot as fuck. And wear your fucking seatbelt and a mask. Shouldn't have to tell you these things, but please stay safe. Yeeton.